So today I'm talking about the correlation between decisiveness and impulsiveness and how that works. Evening. So keep on watching, keep on listening. If you make decisive decisions but sometimes you feel they're a little bit too impulsive, this could be very relevant to you. Thank you as always. Let's get started. Welcome back to consecutive day 1603 of a diary of a runpreneur. If you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, the distance of a lap of the world barefoot style, do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 1603 of a diary of a runpreneur, and today's episode is all about the correlation or the relationship between decisiveness and impulsiveness. So the reason this is quite an important one today is that I'm someone who has ADHD, and ultimately one of the symptoms of this is impulsive decisions. Hence, there wasn't a lot of thought that went into it when I decided I was going to run every single day the distance of lap of the world. I'm now 1,603 days in, but sometimes I think, wow, that was an incredibly impulsive decision. I didn't really think that through carefully enough. Do I regret it? Absolutely not. It's one of the decisions that has revolutionised or changed my life for the better. However, impulsiveness can sometimes be at the detriment of decisiveness. So I'm somebody who has always been brought up believing that being decisive or making decisions is certainly better than being indecisive or not making decisions, because I strongly believe that you're always moving. You're either progressing or you're regressing in life, and all the decisions that we make, the choices that we make, will keep us moving on a path. Sometimes it will be the wrong decision, sometimes it will be the right decision, but even the wrong decision quite often creates the opportunity to make another decision to correct that wrong and put you on the right path. Whereas in actual fact, if you didn't make a decision, you'd either stand still or you start regressing at the cost of not making a move or a decision or an action, rather being inactive. And the reason I'm talking about this today is because today was another example of a very impulsive decision that I made. I wanted to be decisive. So the scenario is we're out for a lovely Sunday roast with the family. Really nice kind of occasion, so can't fault that at all. It was lovely. And then it was just conveniently next to the sofa shop, this kind of boutique sofa shop that my wife loves to go in and see, and she loves all of the kind of cool sofas and stuff that's there. And we need a sofa for our snug. So our living room is where we spend our evenings. Snug is kind of during the day, chilling out. And we've got a sofa there, a two-seater. It's not quite big enough for us all to sit. So we've always said, well, we need to upgrade it. Is it ruined? Does it not work? No, it's fine. It still works. It still serves its purpose. It's still really comfortable. But we made a decision that we wanted to upgrade it. Now, with any sofa purchasing decision, it's quite costly. This way, Leo. And it's not a decision that you should make lightly. Now, my wife has been back and forth to this shop on numerous occasions and measured up to check it fits and all that type of thing. But another thing on our list was to upgrade the sofa bed in our kind of spare bedroom stroke kind of children's chill room where they have their kind of consoles and stuff to kind of chill out with. The current sofa bed is fine for kind of messing about on, but it's not really comfortable enough to put guests on. So we wanted to upgrade to a better sofa bed so that when we have guests come to stay, they can actually stay on the sofa bed in the spare bedroom, as opposed to moving everybody around in different rooms and all that side of things. So that was also on the list. But again, we have an existing sofa bed. Does it work? Yes. Does it serve its purpose? Yes. Did the kids sit on it? Yes. Have we had people come to stay on it? Yes. So again, there isn't any drastic need to replace either of these things. But we're in there, and my wife really wanted the snug sorted out. So I was kind of looking at it and thinking, you know what, it's all been measured, it looks good, fits the purpose, it's really comfortable, it would make a really nice addition to the house. So you know what, rather than put things off, let's just get it sorted and get it done. It'll be in before Christmas, and if we have people around at Christmas, it'll be lovely to have kind of our snug pretty much finished. So I thought, right, we're going to do that. And then whilst I was sorting this out with the trying to negotiate a slightly better deal, we got a 10% discount, all that side of things, as I'm sure everybody gets. My wife was then looking at the sofa beds, and then the impulsiveness within me thought, do you know what? I said, look, on the off chance we took a sofa bed as well, would you do a better deal? And ultimately we managed to negotiate a 20% discount off the total purchase price. So instantly my impulsiveness just thought, oh, that's a big saving, we need to do both. It's not desperate, but you know what, the saving that we're making is worth doing both the same. We did it on a finance arrangement because it's 0%, so there's no interest to pay. It makes complete sense to stretch it out over a year as opposed to doing it in one hit. That way, with my investment process, I can place one investment this month, and if the returns are as I should be, it will cover the cost of the sofa and more after 12 months. So I did all the maths in my head and all this type of stuff. But the reality is, I just got sucked into the fact of making a potentially bigger saving. We've managed to now purchase 2 items with a significantly bigger discount, so that all seems to be good. But the reality is we didn't need either item. So I've kind of fast-tracked a decision in terms of what I would classify as an impulsive decision, because I wanted to be decisive. But in actual fact, decisiveness would be, I need to make a decision. Maybe we hold back on this because there's other things that we want to spend on first for the house, where they're things we haven't got in place already. Whereas we currently have a sofa bed, we currently have another sofa in the snug, so they're upgrades rather than essentials. Where there are certain things, well, to be fair, all the things we kind of need at the moment are all kind of upgrades rather than kind of brand new things. So it's quite useful having these conversations here, because what I'm actually doing in this vlog episode is arguing with myself and trying to justify my decision-making process, and actually thinking, do you know what? Yes, it was an impulsive decision, but I think ultimately now I've had time to digest all the facts and figures and all that side of things. I think we've got a pretty good deal. We needed to do both, and we've got good terms. It made sense to do it. Maybe I was a little bit impulsive. Thank you. Maybe I was a little bit impulsive in the decision-making process, but I think in this instance, it's probably turned out to be a decent decision. Have there been occasions in the past where I've made impulsive decisions that haven't been the best decisions on my part? Absolutely. But I don't think that this is one of them. So I think the learnings from my diary today is the correlation between decisiveness and impulsiveness. They can be quite similar in many respects, because I've always been a believer that making decisions is always better than indecision, because if you make a decision and it proves to be the wrong one, quite often it will present you with another set of decisions where you can make a correcting decision, or you can keep going off until you eventually correct the course. Whereas in actual fact, indecision, you miss out on kind of opportunity cost, and you can start regressing away or be further away from your goal or objective that the original decision was supposed to make, if that makes sense. Now, impulsiveness is where you make a decision possibly in an irrational way. You make it too quick. You've kind of made a decision because you're in a position where you think, I'll make it now rather than mulling over it, where you sometimes think that there is actually a decision to say, right, I'm going to think about this and make the decision tomorrow. That is also a decision. That's not indecision, because you've given yourself a deadline to make that decision. Whereas impulsiveness is, I'm going to make the decision now, regardless. And I definitely made an impulsive decision today, where I kind of purchased a sofa for the snug and a sofa bed for the spare bedroom, when technically we didn't necessarily need either of them. But I think upon reflection today, this impulsive decision has been a decent decisive decision, if that makes sense. Whereas I perhaps didn't give myself the breathing space I could have done, but ultimately, upon reflection, I think it's the right decision. So what have I learned from this whole process? Well, I think the right thing to do would have been, look, I think this is a good decision. I'm fairly sure we're going to proceed with it, but I would just like 24 hours just to think it over and make sure that I'm happy with the decision we made. Now, some people would mistake that for indecision because you're delaying. But in actual fact, if you give yourself a hard deadline, I will come back to you within 24 hours, that is actually a decision which allows you to kind of ensure that the decision's being made not impulsively and actually a well thought through, decisive decision. So it's probably confused a lot of people, this, but hopefully it hasn't, because ultimately decisiveness is really, really important in life. I think decisiveness is far better than indecision. However, if you impulsively make decisions, irrationally making knee-jerk decisions without enough thought, process kind of to go through, or fact gathering or evidence gathering before you make a decision, that can be impulsive. Sometimes you don't get the opportunity to give yourself the breathing space to think things through, and you have to make a decision quickly. That's where impulsiveness is almost a forced impulsiveness. If you don't want to miss the opportunity, you have to make that decision there and then. Today was an example where I didn't have that pressure and I still made an impulsive decision. I think fortunately it could prove out to be the right one, but it could have quite easily proven to be significantly the wrong one. So I hope that's useful. Any questions or comments, drop me a line. I'll respond to everyone. Do remember though, if you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, the distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style, do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always. Stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you again tomorrow.